Good evening. Laptop down, first of all. Laptop down. Now, can we do that quickly? Okay.
Hello. Yes, now.
Laptop down, please. Someone told me that the situation was quite tense here. Is it tense? Are you stressed? If you don't say yes, that means it's no. Alright? Then I can create some tension. I just say no. I'm coming to instruction.
So much more. All कैसा है? आप sorry? मुझे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा। गरम है? गरम means बढ़िया है या नहीं है बढ़िया? गरम तो बढ़िया होता है। कह सकते हैं? Where are you currently? 25% ना 50% ना 70% ना 20%. So 100% कब तक होगा? Sorry? Tomorrow morning? बाकी दिन क्या करोगे फिर? I understand it's going to end at 7 o'clock in the evening. Alright, I like that. There should be a response, right? So I'm again saying laptop down अगर किसी का भी होना है, can you put it on down please? Mobile भी छोड़ दो तो अच्छा है. Make me happy. Otherwise I can spend night here. मैं अगर 11 बजे आ सकता हूँ घर से, तो मैं सिर्फ रात 11:30 तक रुक भी सकता हूँ. And I have a lot to discuss, a lot to share. I'll be happy if you keep responding. So, because it becomes difficult, let me make it easy. Any questions for me? पूछो काम खत्म मैं कर, and you can start your programming once again. Any questions for me? Anything? Question? Okay, yes. I don't understand. You need to shout. Where did you see that? Some website. Yeah, thousand websites. Even I'm not sure. There are so many conferences happening. Right? So wherever you see it happening.
So you're talking about SIGST site? SIGST? I'm not sure. Something like that. SIGST is a special interest group on humanitarian technology. Because now what IEEE is taking, just giving technology, and not connecting it to the human. And improvising the life of the and the quality of the life of the people on earth, particularly the especially everyone. So the site has been formed and they keep on doing conference.
Alright, I'm sorry, I will do that very well. But site is SIGST, that's what Professor wrote about. What is that? Even site does many conferences. IEEE does 1,000 conferences. So I wouldn't know, no one would know. If you have found something, go there. If still some question remains, then please ask specifically, this is the site I'm talking about, then I may be able to respond, or I may be able to respond. Any other questions? I have questions. How many of you are from BVPIEEE campus or BVPIEEE campus? BVPIEEE. No one from campus? COE. That's why I said BVPIEEE campus then. How many? This side 50% roughly. All right. How? Yes. COE. How many of your IEEE members? Non-BBA, BBCOE also. How many of IEEE members here? So, बाकियों को क्या करना है? Do you know that? All those who are not IEEE members yet, उन्हें क्या करना है? IEEE members will tell me. अरे? एक कपल ट्रीटमेंट होता है कि नहीं पता? कपल ट्रीटमेंट नहीं पता? पता है? Demo. So demo means you have to do it. I didn't say it will be done upon you. Okay. So basically, what I'm attempting to say is all this is happening because of IEEE. If you ask me, I just celebrated my silver jubilee with IEEE. My silver jubilee of IEEE. And after that, I'm looking forward to completing my century. Possible नहीं है. I'm 58 years old. बताओ जाए. A century, IEEE century is. Any guesses? IEEE members should know this. Yes. Your age plus your IEEE experience, number of years. The moment you score 100, that is your IEEE century. You become a life member of IEEE, and your membership is free forever. So I'm looking forward to that century soon. That becomes a mathematics question then. If I'm 58 years now, and 25 years in IEEE, and century is 100, how many more years for me to score the century? Right? Roughly? Alright. I think I will do that. This is possible because of IEEE only. By the way, do you know? I hope you know, but I'm still asking, do you know that this is not 1 day or 2 nights activity? It's 50 days. 50 days. Do you know this or not? You would know, I'm asking others. No, it's not surprised then. Either way, and going up. Either way, that section is celebrating its 48th foundation day. Which happened to be 13th of May, but we decided to celebrate for a fortnight. So 15 दिन का कार्यक्रम है. This is the second week, and grand finale is on 27th. We should be aware of all. A lot has happened here already. Unbelievable. Even for me, I'm saying. And that's why I've been saying it's not an IEEE event, it's IEEE festival. In India, festivals run for 10-15 days, no activity runs for or can run for 10-15 days. So it's a festival happening. You must have seen, if you have not seen, 8 days gone, but still 3 more days left. Please participate not only in this hackathon, but in all. There's a lot. IEEE is a great platform for professional as well as personal development. It has Pluto. Can you do that down, please? Put that down, please. That part down. Thank you. What is happening here? I think you don't know what's happening here. Yes, no. IEEE is a great platform. It has just to fit, yes, professionally and personally also, and to build networks. What are you doing here? 120 or 100 plus you sitting here, and you start with 1,000. How many are there? on off put together? Right? So what are you doing? A big network, it's a big team. You could do wonders, and that's what I'm looking forward to. A little change I had requested with the organizers here. Because so many hackathons have been happening in India, across globe, but specifically in India, even from IEEE platform, almost every day there is a hackathon. So we wanted to, it was my wish, which has been accepted by the organizers here, beyond hackathon. Can you talk about that? Where is your head? Beyond hackathon, do you know? Have you heard of that? This is not going to end tomorrow at 7 p.m. This is not going to end at 7 p.m. tomorrow. We have to, and I'm saying after this, every hackathon ends. Not that we have developed. What can you develop in 36 hours, by the way? A real product? Will you be able to? Yes? Maybe a POC only, right? There should be an attempt to do more. Whatever is the hackathon, the 12 hours or 24 hours, this one is 36, which according to me, my knowledge, this is the longest IEEE event. It could be a world record. IEEE generally doesn't want to go into by their name world record. Otherwise, I was attempting to even claim this officially with Guinness Book of World Records. Even if that doesn't happen, 36 is long, good enough. Number is good enough. But we shouldn't stop with where is the boss. Okay, so beyond the hackathon, that whatever you have done, you are able to, you are provided opportunity, chance to do a little more, refine it if possible. If possible, it's not easy even for us because resources are limited. Resource, first what comes to mind is money, but not only money, our time also. That whether we will be able to devote more time to you, will you spend time with you or not. So within those limitations, we are still attempting that we go as next step. And we take you to a different platform, a bigger platform. We provide you opportunities to meet more people. Discuss your ideas. Can you have that down, please? So when I was introduced, it was told my topic is, do you remember? Yes, sir. What was the topic given? Organizational resilience, personal resilience. What is resilience quickly? In 5 minutes, I'll leave. That's good news. But what is resilience? Because without that, my visit will not be complete. That was the topic given. What is resilience? Anyone? Guesses? At the most, I'll say this is not right. I'll tell you what is right. Yes, please. Keep going on. So this event should not be over at 7 tomorrow morning. Tomorrow evening, sorry. We need to keep going. That's what the attempt is. That's what is the resilience. Yes, good. Any other guesses? What is resilience? Have you heard of this word? Resilience? Something like? Sympathy. Sympathy. Alright. Okay. Right. Okay, we can see that also. Simplest terms, obviously there are many definitions you can find. Simplest terms, it's your ability to bounce back from any adversities. So when we take it to the corporate houses, organizations, then we talk about from disasters. Your capability or ability to bounce back. That's what my area is. I'm not a technical guy, but I'm a management system, right? I teach resilience. In the past, we used to say people make organizations. I hope everyone knows that. Everyone has heard of that. People make organizations. I say it differently now. I've changed it. Resilient people make resilient organizations. So whether it is your family, your house, whether your college, institute, university, or tomorrow your own company, or whether you are working for some other company, that company needs to be made resilient, you need to be resilient. How do we become so? Personal resilience was talked about in the topic. Personal resilience, there are 4 parameters according to me, my formula. To be resilient myself, I need to be strong. Bouncing back, is it big? Going on, I need to be strong physically. I may not look like, but I do it. But 11 o'clock here, that shows that I am strong. Physically, mentally and emotionally also. And commercially also, financially also. How can I make more money? I need to sharpen my skills. Doing 100% is not enough. You all are competitors. Tomorrow, or you might have already been, I don't know. Tomorrow there is going to be an interview. Right? You are competitors. TCS needs one, there will be 10. So it's a competition. 100% is not enough, you need to do 101%, which means you need to know, you need to do a little more than what you have been doing. By the way, you 100, 120 are different, are better than the rest already. But even these 120, there is a competition. There will be a prize. First, second, third. Right? Tomorrow at 7, you will know the results, which means there is a competition. So do a little more. And IEEE helps you to do this. Personal resilience is important. So third, I said first one is I need to be strong physically, mentally, emotionally, commercially or financially. And fourth one is spiritually also. I'm not saying religion. Sometimes we make mistakes. We think spirituality means the religion. No, I'm not talking about that. So generally it may be linked with the second, third one also. When I said mentally, emotionally, I need to be strong, so spirituality comes into that. We need to strike our balance. Too much physical activity is also not good. So when I will be resilient myself, then only my organization will be. And before my organization actually, or you all, whether you want to start your own company or whether you want to join any other company, your family is your organization. You need to work for your family, and for that you need to be resilient. So when you become resilient, your family becomes resilient. In the interviews, the last one. Have you had any experience of being in interviews? Especially these job interviews? Anyone? Already done? Selected? Alright, don't worry. Sorry, that was personal, right? Don't that. Generally, we understand there are some tricky questions. Are there any? Okay. So, someday, request your faculty, Professor Buddha here, ask me to come give me 1.5 hours full to do a demo with you, how to pass interviews in flying colors. I have interviewed thousands and thousands of freshers. Based on that, I have given tips. But I have never asked any tricky questions. I don't like that. But all interviewers are also not same. We are also human beings, they are different types. एक tricky question. पहले अंडा हुआ था या मुर्गी? What came first, chicken or egg? Egg. Anyone else? Egg. Okay. So we did this by chance, by the way, recording available. Today was a storytelling event also. Do you know this? No? You have been missing a lot. 15 days. It was not 2 days activity here. It was 15 days activities. And we saying festivals. So it was storytelling day. I gave the answer. First time in the world. The answer is no. I'm not telling the answer yet. Yes? But it's gone now. Recording is available. And by the way, I said network. I am saying by the time I reach home, I am expected. Not mandatory. It's all up to you. That I get 120 requests to get it. I never say no to anyone as long as there is a photograph. I want to see the photograph. Right? I want to see those. If you get connected, anyway, that question, that answer revealed first time in the world will be ours. I wish you all the best for this event and for the rest of the journey that we are in our lives. But find out the answer, please, chicken or egg. I'm not finding the answer yet because it will be our turn. Thank you.
Thank you, Daman sir, for enlightening us. You will be getting after you have won this hackathon. So, firstly, you will be getting mentoring from IIT Delhi professors. Okay, so I am from IIT Delhi only. So, yeah. So I let you meet according to your areas. I let you meet professors at IIT Delhi. Secondly, you will be getting mentoring if you are able to file some. If you want to file some patents. So we'll be providing you mentoring regarding the patents as well from our principal. Thirdly, if you want to file a project in DST, so you can also propose your ideas as a project. But the thing is, there's one condition that you should have a faculty mentor with you if you want to file a project with them. So these are the type of opportunities we'll be giving you after you have won this. Okay. So if you have any other questions, you can guide me. Or you will wait for the results now. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you.
Just for
creating the PPT are provided on the portal. The points mentioned by mentors during the session should be strictly followed by all the participants. The template provided in the portal should be strictly followed. The instructions are provided in the template. Strictly adhere to them. Not following the directions given in the template will result in elimination. The presentation should be submitted in PDF file 5 MB. The deadline for the presentation submission is 6 am. The decision of the selection team will be final and binding. Now we begin with the prototyping workshop. We have Ms. Aishwarya Suresh, SWE intern at Microsoft and an independent and self-motivated fresher who uses technical skills for the betterment of the organization. She constantly works on developing her skills and aims for professional growth. Let's welcome Aishwarya with a huge round of applause.
All right, thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. I understand most of you are tired and बहुत नींद आ रही होगी यहाँ पे सबको. But I tried to keep this session as short as possible. This is just to tell you all the pointers that we'll be looking forward in the prototype round. So it will be really grateful if you listen to it carefully. It would actually add on to your points as well. I'll keep it very short and very light. So first of all, I extend heartiest congratulations to all of you for passing on the ideation round. कितने लोगों ने सोचा था यहाँ पे that they'd be able to clear the round? Okay, pretty confident with your ideas. That's pretty much. What about the rest of you? तो कैसे हो गया? क्या हमने गलती करी कुछ mentoring में? Anyway, all right. So moving on. Just a quick introduction. I am Aishwarya Suresh. I'm an upcoming SWE at Wells Fargo, and I've interned at Microsoft and I've mentored at Placewit, and I've already mentored and judged at almost 10 plus hackathons. So this session will actually aid you in understanding how we exactly mentor and we further judge the prototype and the projects that you make. So this would be really helpful. कितने लोगों को नींद आ रही है यहाँ पे? Can you bear a few minutes and listen to it then? But yeah, that is what hackathon is. You're supposed to code it in 24 hours. You're not supposed to sleep. Anyway, so we'll quickly move on to what exactly prototype is. And I know now, how many of you are freshers over here? You're from first year? Okay, that's a good number. And from second year, how many of you are? Okay. And किसका पहला hackathon है ये? Wow, amazing. So this is the first time you've been ideating and now you'll make a prototype after that? That's cool. Alright. So quickly going through what a prototype is, it's just the smallest tangible product that you are making to showcase what your solution is. Alright. So a working model would genuinely define as a prototype of your project. So by prototype you would mean that you would make a working solution, something that we could fiddle with, something that the judges could check, they could play around, they could understand how your project works. And so that is what basically a prototype would mean. So now how exactly would you ace a prototype? After you made a working solution, like exactly किस parameters के through you should build it around. So first of all, you really need to understand what the judging criteria is. So one thing that I've noticed in sessions is कैंडिडेट्स सीन की नहीं यार ये ढासू लग रहा है आइडिया हमें बहुत ज्यादा एंड मेंटर्स को अच्छा लगेगा ये बट देयर आर मल्टीपल पैरामीटर्स दैट वी लुक ऑन टू व्हाइल वी आर जजिंग सो दीज आर फ्यू ऑफ इट ओके सो वी लुक फॉर इनोवेशन इफ द आइडिया इज इनोवेटिव और नॉट कहीं से it should not be something that is very generic. And while I mentored some teams over here, I did point them out whatever ideas were seemed generic and to add some new features to it. So now that you have completed your ideation phase, try to think of something innovative that you can add on to your solution so that it stands out. And then secondly, how impactful your solution is. Now by impact, what I mean is how much target audience and at what scale do you are able to impact your audience with in the solution. So if it is something that just helps you in like a very small scale, it does not bode well. Try to think of something really big. And then we have scalability, and lastly we have uniqueness. Although I understand you all are freshers over here and it is a good learning experience for you all. But I still highly motivate you to think out of the box. Do some research, कुछ नया सोचने की कोशिश करो. And नहीं तो, like, if you're even picking up a generic idea that has already been implemented, try to build something new around it. That, oh, this was missing, so this is the new take that you have. Okay, secondly, focus on the problem. Now, while prototyping, people are really solution driven कि नहीं यार ये बना देते, ये भी add कर देते, ये solution भी add कर देते इसके अंदर, but they completely forget what the problem they are trying to target. So, sorry. Get to not understand, you need to make your solution a lot more dasu कि अरे देखो ये सब हो रहा है, but that is not exactly what we are looking forward to. We would want that you're targeting one problem that's out there and you're able to identify what the pain points of the audience are and if the problem is legit or not. So these are some aspects that I would primarily want you to target to. कि problem आप ढूंढो एक ढंग की and then you target it. Okay, then next you need to prioritize the core functionality. Now this is a 36-hour hackathon. कितने घंटे बचे आपके hackathon में अभी? 19 hours. So instead of just like implementing everything, your first priority should be to code at least the main crux of it. The main priority that your solution would be doing. So after that, you can implement the features around it, so that your solution just like depicts the essence of what you're building. At least it solves the problem. That is the motive. Then I would want you to emphasize on the user experience. So the problem is solved, you have thought of the solution, now you have to come up with a good user experience. If you're making a website, let's suppose, okay, basic HTML सीख लिया आपने मेरे को working दिखा दी, but if it's not easy for the user to use, do you really think that would impress the judges? No, right? And this is something that people make a common mistake in hackathon, is that they do not really care about how the user feels when they visit the website. Talking from the point of view of a judge, we usually were very impressed by websites that are very easy to navigate and are very easy to understand. So try to work a lot around the user experience. I mean, alright, among both of these, which UX would you prefer? Which one? First one. Why not the second one? Yeah, so only because it's a lot more easier to use, it's a lot more accessible by the user, you would prefer the second UX. So just put a thought on how things would be managed, what would be the workflow of your, let's say, website or your application. Alright, then try to create a visually appealing prototype. I know this does not seem visually appealing at all while I've written it on the presentation, but does this seem visually appealing? It does, right? So see, that is where you have to, maybe fool the mentors and the judge a bit. If your solution is really generic, maybe try to woo us with your UI and US statics. Although the points are dedicated to multiple parameters, but this would really bode you well, because if you've all worked on the design, that's like really good. So yeah. Okay. So after you have developed a working solution to it, and if you have some spare time left, try to iterate and test for more use cases. Now, from that, what do I mean? A lot many like mistakes that are done is कि अरे यार बन गया इतना solution हमारा, इससे आगे क्या बनाना है, and you like end up missing some very general use cases, and then that gets cross questioned, and then you're like, oops, we missed this we missed this use case, now we'll do it next time, we'll be doing this as our future work. So at a 36-hour hackathon, the judges won't really like to listen to the fact that you have less time. That is not the motive of the hackathon. So you really need to cover all the use cases that are possible, and that's only possible if you iterate it again and you try to test it for different use cases. So I would really suggest that you efficiently manage your time and try to make a working solution, and after that make an iteration and test it for different use cases, so that you can make changes over your design, over your solution, and you have ample time for it. Lastly, prepare a compelling page. Okay, so I don't want it to be like a one-liner कि मैम ये बनाया है, ये कर लिया है, this works like this. It should be flawless. Like, give me your storytelling skills in that. And I mean, trust me, there have been instances where something that sounded so generic and so lame sounded so spectacular when it was told in the right terms. And even while mentoring, I suggested, what to put emphasis on. So for pitch, like, do not make it impromptu, like, do not just like go with the flow. Try to mend down whatever points that you're gonna speak out. Try to think about it and try to divide the time you would spend on speaking about the problem statement, your solution, and then showcasing it. And also put a priority on demonstrating a solution well. That's a mistake that mostly people do. That they end up speaking about the problem statement so much that they do not even show up the solution and the time gets wasted. So do not make that sort of a mistake. Utilize the time that you have for the prototype. You finally gotten the time to sell your product. Use it wisely. Spend it where the actual points lie, on the product, on the design, on the aspect of it. Okay, that was all my time. Now we can do a quick thing. We can just like I can keep it open for a quick questionnaire. If anyone has any question regarding what is expected in the prototype or anything else, I can get it at least. Okay. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Right? 10 minutes. Yeah. Any other question? So let's say if you have 7 minutes, that's like a strict bound. Try to limit your problem statement up to 1 minute. Try to depict your solution in 2 or 3 minutes. Demonstration within baki time. Yeah, we have a question. Not necessarily. Any you can just start with what your solution is, just a quick description, and then you can move on to showcasing it. That's fine. Yeah. Sorry. Alright, so what really happens is that 7 minutes is a really quick time. After your team, the second team will like come swiftly. So we won't have a time to fiddle around it. So it would be really wise if you just use it when you have the time to present it. Okay? So like don't keep it up to that after this we'll take the time and then it gets distributed as well. So you would like to give it attention while you have your time. Do we have any other questions? कोई question नहीं? I'm sorry, I did not get it. Not exactly. If you have spare time left, no. So the aspect isn't that you need to make a thoda bahut working model. Try to make a full-fledged project in this time. If you have some features that you want to develop, try to include that as well, so that that adds on to it. If there are some features that are left by chance that you want to show in the future work, just try to mention that at the conceptual level. But yeah, the main brownie points lie in what you make, what you showcase, and what we fiddle around. It's all around them. So try to put your maximum efforts onto that. If there is some aspect that's left, that you can put it on the presentation as the future work or village. Do you have any questions? Yeah. So I suppose it should be the working of the project. Let's say you can show up a screen recording of how the project works. I would still get a confirmation on over what it should be. Should it be a pitch? Because I don't suppose that would be a pitch because you are already be presenting it. I suppose it would be a working demo of your solution, but I would still give a confirmation over that. Okay. Given the fact of what I have been told, it's been said that it's a one-on-one mentorship, so you'll be presenting it. But again, you can please ask the team as well if in case there's some change. Alright, the stage is something need or tricky. Are there any more questions? Really, no one wants to know what will be the judging criteria, किस पे ज़्यादा काम करना है. What if you don't have to create a design at all? Alright. Okay, I'll take that as a note. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for being such an amazing audience. मैंने ऑफ कर दिया ज़्यादा